we are covering the most important questions that might be asked in the upcoming UPSC PT examination 2021. Today we are covering the Red Sea, and this place is very significant for civil service aspirants. The type of question that might be asked are: 1. Bab al-Mandab Strait connects A. Gulf of Aden and Gulf of Persia, B. Red Sea and Gulf of Oman, C. Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, D. Gulf of Persia and Gulf of Oman. Second question can be: color of the Red Sea is red because A. It has red sand deposit at the bed, B. It is due to the refraction of the light, C. It has algae bloom, D. It has presence of red jellyfish which upon dying gives it red color. Third, the northern tip of Red Sea opens in A. Gulf of Suez, B. Gulf of Aqaba, C. Gulf of Aden, D. Both A and B. 4. Which of the following countries do not touch the Red Sea? A. Djibouti, B. Sudan, C. Oman, D. Yemen. Fifth question can be: salinity of Red Sea is greater than the world average due to A. Lack of river draining into the sea, B. Limited connection with the Indian Ocean, C. High rate of evaporation and little rainfall, D. All of the above, E. Only A and C. Sixth question can be: which is not correct about Red Sea? A. It is situated on divergent plate margin of East African Reef, B. It can expand in future, C. It will shrink in future, D. All of the above are correct. Let's go through this topic and we will find answer to all the questions above. To start with, first have the location of Red Sea on the map. This is Red Sea, which is bounded by the Arab Peninsula on the east side and Africa on the west side. In the north, this is the Sinai Peninsula, and in the south, it is connected to the Indian Ocean through the Strait of Bab al-Mandab or Gulf of Aden both. This is the Ocean Indian. So this is Indian Ocean. So this is the precise location of Red Sea. Moving towards the next, why it has been in news recently. A new regional alliance of 7 Arab and African countries bordering the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden was launched to strengthen peace and security in the region and to secure sea navigation and world trade. Mind it, sea navigation, because that area is very much dominated by the African and the Arabian pirates. An Iranian fighter was hit by Israel in the Red Sea recently, and it is a retaliation for past Iranian strike on its vessel. The blast struck the Iranian commercial vessel MV Sawiz off the coast of Djibouti. The attack came as Iranian officials gathered in Vienna to negotiate the restoration of a 2015 deal Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, which is known as JCPOA, that was designated to curb Iran's nuclear activities. So, because of all these reasons, the Red Sea has been in news recently. Moving towards the next, let's have the precise location of the Red Sea and other important places that can be asked in examination. This is globe, and in this is the Africa, and this is Asia. In this is Indian Ocean. This is the extension of Indian Ocean, and in Indian Ocean, this is precisely the Red Sea. And Red Sea connects the Indian Ocean to Mediterranean Ocean. This is the situation of the Mediterranean Ocean. So in the Red Sea, there is Suez Canal. Via Suez Canal, the Red Sea connects to the Mediterranean Sea. So ultimately, if there is any question directly asked that the Red Sea connects the Indian Ocean and Mediterranean Ocean, so it will be a correct answer, because through Suez Canal, it connects the Indian Ocean and Mediterranean Ocean indirectly or directly. In this image, let's have the precise locations of other important factors. This is Red Sea. in the north of the Red Sea. This is Sinai Peninsula. So Sinai Peninsula is now a part of Africa, Egypt. This channel is Gulf of Suez. So on the Red Sea north side is marked by Gulf of Suez, and this is the another gulf located on the northern tip of the Red Sea, which is known as Gulf of Aqaba. So there are two gulfs. Number one is Gulf of Suez and second is Gulf of Aqaba to the north of Red Sea, and the Gulf of Suez opens in the Mediterranean Sea. So these all locations are important and you must be aware of this. And the northern tip of the Suez Canal is here, and this is marked by Port Said. So location of the Port Said is also important. To the south of it, this strait of water is known as Bab al-Mandeb. So this also becomes important, which connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden. And Gulf of Aden is a part of Indian Ocean. So Gulf of Aden, Bab al-Mandeb Strait, Red Sea, Gulf of Aqaba and Gulf of Suez. These all locations are important for preliminary point of view. Moving next, let's have all the name of the 6 countries that border the Red Sea. On the eastern border, this is the east side and this is the western side. Towards the north, it is marked by the Mediterranean Sea. In the south, it is connected to the Gulf of Aden through the Strait of Bab al-Mandeb. So this is location, and in the east, this is Saudi Arabia and this is Yemen. So these two countries on the Arab Peninsula marked the eastern boundary of Red Sea. On the western side of the shore, this is Egypt in Africa. The second country is Sudan in Africa. Third country is Eritrea. Here is a small country, Eritrea in Africa. And the fourth is Djibouti. This is Djibouti, a small country, Djibouti. So these all 4 countries in Africa and 2 countries in Saudi Arabia or the Arabian Plates mark the boundary of the Red Sea. Importance of the Red Sea. With its connection to the Mediterranean Sea via the Suez Canal, it is one of the most heavily travelled waterway in the world, which carrying the maritime traffic between Europe and Asia. So basically it is important, this Red Sea is important because it is connecting link between the Indian Ocean and Mediterranean Ocean. Thus it's connect the countries of the Asia and Europe. So that is the importance of Red Sea. There is an information that the salinity of the Red Sea is greater than the world average and approximately 4% higher than the average salinity of the world ocean. What are the factors behind that? So number one factor is lack of significant rivers or streams draining into the sea area. Since this area is completely bounded by the desert lands in the Africa as well as in the Saudi Arabia, so there is no presence of any major rivers which are draining into the Red Sea, and therefore the salinity of this sea is high. Second factor is limited connection with the Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean have low salinity, but since the connection between the Indian Ocean and Red Sea is not very much high, the mixing of water through the Strait of Bab al-Mandeb and Gulf of Aden is limited. That is why the salinity in the Red Sea is high. The third factor is high rate of evaporation and very little precipitation. Since these areas lies on the Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north latitude, so the rate of evaporation is high due to the high rate of sunshine, and the precipitation rate is also low in this area or little in this area. Therefore, the salinity of the ocean water in the Red Sea is very, very high. Now, have you ever imagined that why it's look red and why the name of the Red Sea is red? Normally, the Red Sea is intense blue-green color, but occasionally what happened that it is populated by extensive bloom of the algae. Mind it, algae, not bacteria. The examiner can confuse you giving a name of bacteria, but it is a kind of algae, and the name of the algae is Trichodecium Ethereum. Trichodecium ethereum is the name of the algae because of the presence of this algae and boom of this algae in the Red Sea. When these algae die, they give the reddish brown color to the sea, and therefore it looks apparently red or reddish brown in color. Let's again have a look at this map. This is Tropic of Cancer, and if you can see that it is almost crossing the Red Sea in a half division. So that is why in this area the evaporation rate is very high. Another important location, once again we are marking it for you, this strait is the Bab al-Mandab. This is Bab al-Mandab, which connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden, and these all are the part of Indian Ocean. This is Gulf of Suez, which connects to the Mediterranean Sea in the north, and this is the Gulf of Aqaba to the north of Red Sea. So these all locations are important if you are reading about Red Sea, and you should be very clear that which strait is connecting which strait. There are some other important facts about the Red Sea which anyways we have discussed, but to sum up it in the form of, we are repeating it for you. Red Sea is a seawater inlet of the Indian Ocean lying between Africa and Asia. The connection of the ocean is in the south through the Bab al-Mandab Strait and the Gulf of Aden. The sea separates the coast of Egypt, Sudan and Eritrea to the west from those of the Saudi Arabia and Yemen to the east. Red Sea is connected to Mediterranean Sea via Suez Canal. In our next video, we will be covering the location of Suez Canal and its importance. So stay tuned with us if you are liking our videos on a series of places. To north lies the Sinai Peninsula. Now you can recall the location of Sinai Peninsula, the Gulf of Aqaba and the Gulf of Suez. Again, the Gulf of Suez is associated with the Suez Canal, that again we will see in our next video. It is surrounded by deserts or semi-deserts area with no major fresh water inflow, and this is one of the reasons why the salinity in the Red Sea is very high. Moving next, the Red Sea is situated on divergent plate margin or rift valley and likely to expand, it is likely to expand, grow in the future. What is exactly a divergent plate boundary is exactly the earth has been made by various plates. Suppose these are two plates, it is plate A and it is plate B. If these two plates move opposites to each other in opposite direction, so in between this area is likely to expand in future. So this kind of a plate boundaries are known as the divergent plate margin or divergent plate boundaries. So Red Sea is a place which is situated on divergent plate margin or a rift valley, because due to the divergence of A and B plate opposite to each, in between there creates a valley which is known as a rift valley. The most prominent example of a continental rift is the East African Rift Valley and its continuation into the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Here in this image, you can see that this is Africa. This part of Africa has been enlarged for you herewith. And in this image, you can say that this is the East African Rift Valley. And one more added information is for you that the Lake Victoria, the largest freshwater lake in Africa, is also situated on the East African Rift Valley. So this question can be asked in examination also. And in Africa, this is the location of the major river Nile. And if you can see that the Nile River is originated from Lake Victoria. So if the Lake Victoria gets apart due to this rift valley, maybe the river Nile can dry in future. You never know. This is river Nile. Now moving towards our original factor of the divergent plate margin, let's understand that what is exactly divergent plate margins are. So this is East African Rift Valley. and this East African Rift Valley is being extended in the Gulf of Aden and also in the Red Sea. And these plates are moving opposite to each other. This plate is moving towards the Arabian plate, is moving towards the east, and this plate is moving towards the west. So there is likely the chances that in future the Red Sea, this area will expand, and even the Gulf of Aden will expand, and there is chances that this eastern part of Africa, this part of Africa can be way apart from the western part of Africa. It means this part of Africa will go this side and the western part of Africa will go this side. In this image again, let's discuss about the rifting. If the rifting between East Africa and the rest of the continent continues, a new ocean will eventually be formed here. In the Red Sea, where seawater already has flooded the rift, this can already be observed, the youth stadium of a new ocean. Rifting has been pulling Arabia away from the African continent, and a new ocean is developing in the Red Sea and in the Gulf of Aden. Another rift, the East African Rift Valley, is still in the phase where it forms a graben that is trying to rip East Africa apart from the rest of Africa. In this image again, you can see that this is the East African Rift Zone, and this zone is likely to expand in this way, and this is the extension into the Gulf of Aden and into the Red Sea. And here clearly it is marked that Arabian Peninsula is moving towards the east and African Rift is moving towards the west. So there is likely a chance of expansion of entire of this area and also the separation of the East and the West African continent. Formation by the sea floor spreading. It means that the Red Sea has been made up or formed nearly 5 million years ago with a process that is known as sea floor spreading. It is a fact that it makes a geologically recent opening and one of the youngest oceanic zone on the earth. Today, the basin continues to widen at a rate of 1 to 2 centimeters per year. So what exactly is sea floor spreading is that suppose this is the bottom or the basin of a sea. This is sea. In the beneath, in the interior part of the earth, usually there are a hot plumes are located. These plumes across a fault used to come on the floor of the sea. When they came here, they do earthquake and the tremor, and then there is the eruption of lava under the oceanic plates. When they came here, and in this way this sea plate will go in this direction and this on the opposite direction, and in between that, until this plumes comes up on the surface of the sea continues to spread on the opposite direction. So this was the process which is known as sea floor spreading, caused the Red Sea to created on this planet Earth nearly about 5 million years ago. When we are reading about any place, we are trying to gather all the related information together. So moving towards that, you cannot ignore the biodiversity in the Red Sea. The unique habitat of the Red Sea supports a wide range of marine life, including the sea turtles. These are sea turtles, and basically these are loggerhead sea turtles are found in the Red Sea. Other thing, there are many species of fishes. Like this kind of attractive yellow fishes are found in the Red Sea. Dolphins are found in the Red Sea, and one of the important animals of sea animal, dugongs. This is an image of a dugong. The cute dugongs are also found in the Red Sea. Dugongs are very important. Even the loggerhead turtles are very important for the protection and environment of the corals. Therefore, even in the Red Sea, you can find a huge population of coral reefs. And coral reefs mainly extend along the northern and the central coast in the Red Sea, and decreases in the abundance towards the southern region as the coastal water become more turbid. So in the Red Sea, mainly the corals are found on the central and the northern side, where the turbulence due to the mixing of the water is less in the Red Sea. Mark it, in the southern region, there are Bab al-Mandeb and Gulf of Aden, which leads to some of the turbulence into the sea, and that is why the coral reefs are absent there. There is one interesting fact related with dugongs in India, that recently in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, the Tamil Nadu government has decided to open a conservation park in the seashore of Marina Beach for the dugongs in India. So this is an added information for you. Now it's a time to give you the answer of the question that we have posed at the beginning. So starting with question number 1, Bab al-Mandeb Strait connects, the answer will be C, Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. Second question, color of the Red Sea is red because, the answer will be C, it has algae bloom of Trichodesmia erythraeum. Third would be, the northern tip of Red Sea opens in, the answer is D, both A and B, in the Gulf of Suez and in the Gulf of Aqaba. Which of the following country do not touch the Red Sea? And the answer will be C, Oman. 5. Salinity of Red Sea is greater than the world average due to, the answer will be D, all of above. Lack of the river draining into the sea is one of the cause. Limited connection with Indian Ocean is also true. High rate of evaporation and little rainfall is also true. So the answer will be option D, all of above. 6. Which is not correct about Red Sea? Answer would be C, it will shrink in future. This is wrong answer. Since it is situated on a divergent plate boundary, there is chances that it will expand in future. Thank you. We will be taking up another current topic in our next video. See you there. Subscribe the Ensemble Ias YouTube channel for your civil service preparation. Namaskar.
To have more such discussions and analysis, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications on our upcoming videos.